Hey everybody, I'm Jared Stark. I'm a commercial and documentary filmmaker from the Toronto, Ontario area.
I think they're going to be like 30K coilovers.
I started playing hockey when I was 5.
I wanted to talk a little bit today about the difference between cinema lenses and still lenses. For the last 10 plus years, I've been shooting primarily with DSLM type cameras. I've had most of the Sony A series and currently own a Sony FX6 along with two Sony FX30s. I recently bought my very first cinema lens. This is a Fujinon MK 18-55 with manual focus, manual aperture adjustment, and manual zoom. So the nice thing about having all of these manual features is you can certainly dial in a specific look to a shot and then get that same look over and over again, replicating it by duplicating the same settings during your shoot. Autofocus lenses have gotten tremendously good over the last couple of years, and for the most part, pulling manual focus on an autofocus lens is certainly possible, although it's not necessarily as consistent. So I want to share a little bit about this lens in particular, compare it to the lens that I'm using right now to film, which is the Sigma 18-50, and just kind of show you what the differences are between cinema glass and stills glass, and let you decide what you think is best for you. If you look at this setup, it is fairly substantial, to say the least. Now, the nice thing is, of course, you have full manual focus control for nice, smooth focus racks. And by the way, I'm shooting this on my FX6, which is a little bit difficult to handhold while trying to navigate a lens. So the zoom control, zoom ring, and then, of course, aperture. And the aperture ring on this lens is super silky smooth and clickless, so you can get smooth transitions from either light to dark or to change the depth of field. Because as you are probably aware, the more open your aperture is, the shallower your depth of field. And this is the FX30 with just this minimalist 18-50 Sigma setup and a Rode Video Micro microphone plugged directly into the mini jack. So I've used this camera in both settings, and I will say that depending on the use case, depending on what you're looking to do, who the client is, what kind of result you're looking for, it can make a lot more sense just to do the minimalist setup and shoot whatever content you need.
I was born in Beirut, Lebanon, but I came to Canada in 1987. My parents fled a civil war that was going on over there. I think it was a week after starting my grade 9 in high school, September 11th happened. And that was kind of my first awakening into what it meant to be from that part of the world.
Hey, I got a confession. Been losing all momentum. Just because it's easy, but that don't make it better. I wanna dig my hands deep down in the dirt. Take a walk along the street if I'm feeling dessert. All of this convenience just doesn't work for me. I wanna play with fire. Let me get darling. That shit was amazing. Can we take it back to 95? Before we had this drama in our lives, just staring at the screen every day and night. I miss the rush of living in real life. Don't get your DeLorean. Don't get your DeLorean. Yo, what you got in that bag? Candy, cigarettes, and a Playboy mag. Many used to have to work for that.
Well, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. I hope this comparison test was useful. It's, as much as anything else, a test of two different approaches to filmmaking. On the one hand, you've got an exceptionally nice, optically pristine Fujinon MK 18-55 cinema lens. Just fantastic color rendition, fantastic rendering, a really pleasing image, but without the pop and the sizzle that the Sigma 18-50 had. So I think the Sigma, if you had to pick one lens, just one, and budget was a factor, I mean, we're looking at a lens that was $600 brand new, the Sigma, versus a lens that was close to $4,000 new. So if you had to pick just one, obviously the Sigma is going to be the hands-down winner simply because of the costing. For me, I think the Fujinon MK 18-55 makes more sense because as a filmmaker who has been, to a certain extent, relying on Sony's tremendous autofocus system for at least the last 5-6 years, having a lens like the Fujinon MK 18-55 forces you to step up your filmmaking game. It forces you to become comfortable with manually focusing a lens with no autofocus alternative. Now, the fact that the lens is a parfocal lens, so you can zoom into something in your frame, focus on that thing, and then zoom out to maintain correct focus, is really unique and really cool. So if you've gotten used to filming with still glass, I don't know, glass designed for still photography. If you're used to shooting with photo lenses, I think going to a proper cinema lens will be a bit of an eye-opener. It allows a different style of shooting that you don't necessarily have a chance to practice if the camera is doing all of the work for you. When you look at these two lenses side by side, you will notice that the color on the Sigma certainly pops more. Like if you look at the sky in this comparison test, the sky is a lot bluer. But that said, I think that the Fujinon has a certain organic look that I think a lot of people are after. That cinematic, organic look that just says there's something special about this lens. And then if you take it on client projects as well, the fact that it's so much larger physically, and then it builds out your rig to this much more imposing looking piece of kit. I think as much as we'd like to all say that doesn't matter, that the quality of the work speaks for itself, for emerging filmmakers, beginners, I think that having access to anything that helps you to put your best foot forward, I think is an advantage in the market. So anyway, that'll do it for me. I've been reticent to post videos to YouTube for a long time. I've been a working filmmaker, doing commercial and documentary work for almost 13 years. I've had a company for 11 and a bit, and I've just never been sure how much more I can add to all of these great YouTubers who are great resources for emerging filmmakers, for people who want a little help learning how to do this craft. I went to school for 4 years for television production, graduated early in this century, and I've been doing this for a while. And I will say that coming back to filmmaking and video production after my career had taken some tangents, coming back to this as a profession has certainly been eye-opening, but it also has changed quite a bit. When I first started, I had an ENG field camera. It was called a Sony DSR 300 and had a Fujinon servo ENG type lens. 3C CD camera with, 525 lines of resolution, recorded on tape. And you had to put on a battery belt that looked like a dive belt. Like it strapped on, it had 2 holes and 2 prongs on the belt because it was so heavy. And you used a 4-prong XLR type connector to go from the power input on the camera into the belt itself. So we really do live in the golden age of video production. And if you are a filmmaker or a shooter and you are looking to create content or looking to get into creating content for clients, there literally has never been a better time to get into this business. That's it for me. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Smash that like button, which is what the kids are saying. And feel free to subscribe. I don't know how often I'm going to do this, frankly. It's a lot of work to put a YouTube video together. And when we're busy corporately, like when we have other projects on the go, it just becomes really difficult to put videos together for YouTube. And I think that there's a lot of people who are doing it better than I am. So yeah, don't be shy. Go visit some of those people and learn some of the amazing tricks and techniques that they can teach you about how to make great images, great quality images. All right, that'll do it for me. Peace out.